Building a mailing list is key in becoming successful online. So whether you're an online entrepreneur, freelance designer, blogger, or even if you do affiliate marketing, building a mailing list is key. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at a product which I think is going to blow your mind. This product is amazing. So I'll be covering all the features, how to implement it into your website, and also the drawbacks. So make sure you watch this whole video. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video coming up. So the product that we're going to be talking about in today's video is called MailPoet. Now, to be honest, I haven't come across this product ever before, and I only saw it when I was browsing on AppSumo, because AppSumo has all these deals. So when I was on there, I saw this product and I thought to myself, I wonder if this really works. So I bought the codes and tried it for about a week and a half, and to be honest, I was quite impressed. So let's take a look at this product and let's see if it's beneficial for you. But in my opinion, it is beneficial for you. So over here we have the pricing. So this is free for the first 1,000 subscribers. So you just download the plugin and, fantastic. But now here's the thing. As soon as your subscribers start increasing, you notice here the price also increases, and this is per month. So if we add more, you can see more subscribers, it gets more expensive per month. Now, let's take a look at the pricing or the deal on AppSumo. So over here, you can see we have $49. And this is 5,000 subscribers per website. It has unlimited websites, unlimited emails, unlimited lists and segments, and it has a whole lot of stuff. I mean, we also have WooCommerce triggers here. So when someone buys a product on your website, it also triggers that and it sends an email out to welcome or thank the customer. It has no branding and it has all integrations. So when I took a look at this, to be honest, I had to look at this a few times because I could not believe with this one license here for $49, you can set it up on unlimited websites and you can send unlimited emails. But the only limitation here is 5,000 per website. So the first thing that came to my mind was, if you're a freelance designer and you design websites for your clients, this is a must, because you can just increase your pricing by adding this service onto your websites for your clients. So 5,000 subscribers for most small businesses is not going to be a big deal. I mean, 5,000 subscribers, it'll be fantastic. And only $49, one-off payment, no brainer. Now, what I went ahead and done is I thought to myself, you know what, 5,000? No. I want to be on the safe side because this is a one-time deal. So I went for the $98. So 10,000 subscribers per website. So again, it's unlimited websites, unlimited emails. Once you purchase this, of course, I've gone ahead and purchased it and I have the plans all in place. Now, let me show you the process of setting this all up. So the very first thing you want to do is, when you sign up for this service, here it will, once you log in, it'll tell you what the plan is. So you can see here, this is my plan. It's the AppSumo lifetime plan, 10,000 subscribers. Now, at the moment, I have 0 licenses out of infinity, which is fantastic. Now, this is the thing that you need to be aware of. When you buy your codes, you need to have a working website because they need to verify that website to make sure that this is not spam, So it takes about 24 hours to verify. So that's the time it took my website to verify with MailPoet. So once that's verified, you get to log in, and this is where you can start seeing, all your codes for your website. Right, so let's take a look here and see how easy it is to install this service. The first thing you want to do is to come over here to plugins, click on add new, and then you get this dashboard here. So this dashboard just pretty much shows you, all the plugins there. So I've gone ahead and searched for MailPoet, and here you can see this is the first one, version 3. I've installed it, so all I have to do now is to activate it. So if I click here on activate, all right, so now that it's activated, you'll notice an entry here on the left which says MailPoet. So this is where you can get to see, all the features and all the settings. So the first thing I want to go to here is the settings. So clicked on settings. Now I need to add my license. So you can see here, this is, the main sort of step-by-step process of showing you or setting it all up. So you know what? Let's just go with it. So I'm just going to say next. And then here, sign up for the 4-part. Okay, I'll just go ahead and do that. And let's see, help MailPoet improve. Okay, don't mind that. And then here, so this is talking about the free option because all I've done here is installed the plugin. So I'm just going to say no thanks. Right, so this is the dashboard that we get. It looks very basic, to be honest. So you can go over here and create a newsletter, WooCommerce setup, but I'll be showing you in a moment how this actually works. Now, the next stage now is to add our activation key. So if I click here on settings, you'll notice that our dashboard here is populated even more. So I can come over here to key activation, and then what you want to do is to go to your MailPoet subscription. So here is where you get a list of all your keys that you can use. So this is pretty cool and it's very straightforward to do, and all you have to do is to copy this. So I'm going to click here on copy to clipboard. So you can choose any of these here. And as you can see here, it's saying AppSumo lifetime plan, 10,000, per website. So now that I've copied this, all I have to do now is to go back to my site and paste it over there. So back over here, all I have to do now is to paste my activation key and click on verify. All right, so you can see here MailPoet is activated, and this is the premium service. Brilliant. Now let's go through all these basics over here. So if I come over here to emails, here is where you can create a newsletter. So let's go in and let me show you templates. Now these templates, as you can see, they are well designed. I really like the way these templates are designed. And you can also use these and then just change the contents of these emails or these email templates. Now over here, you have welcome emails, you have post notifications, and so on. So as you can see here, we have quite a lot of templates that we can play around with. All right, so let's move on here to the form. So let's say you want to create a form and you'd like people to sign up onto your mailing list. Now, here's how you do it. Now, I really like the fact that this also integrates with Divi, because Divi is the page builder that I use, and I'm sure this also works with other page builders out there. So let's just show you quickly how you'd set up your form. So here, let's just leave it as my first form. I'm not going to change anything here. So let's say we create a brand new page. So I'm just going to come over here and click on add new. So I'm going to say newsletter. I'm going to use my Divi builder for this. Right, so for this, I'm going to build from scratch. And let's just start working on our design here. So what I'm going to add here is an email sign up form. So I'm going to search for email opt-in. And I'm not going to go ahead and design all this. I'll have future videos where I'll show you how to design this and make it really look nice. So what you're going to do now here is you want to come over here to email account. And on the list of providers here, if you click on this drop down, you're going to see that we have MailPoet. And then over here on the list, it's not showing yet. So let's call this Mac. Right, so now you can see my first list is now showing. So I'm going to pretty much save this. And I'm going to save this page one more time. And then let's exit the Visual Builder. So pretty much that's all I have to do to set up my opt-in form. So let me add my name here and my details. If I hit subscribe now, let's see if my subscription has worked and what happens now if I go back to my system here. So now let's take a look and see if my name has been added onto the list. So if I come over here now to subscribers, you'll notice now that my email has been added there. Now it says here on status unconfirmed, and this is because we haven't set up the double opt-in. Now this is a requirement, and I think this is the default here with MailPoet. Now this is also important with GDPR. You want to make sure that people go to the emails and confirm that they want to be on the mailing list. So that's a good feature. So as you can see here, it's working well. And now if we go to our lists, we can also create your lists here. So here's my first list. As you can see, it has one confirmed person in there. And if we come over here to segments, we can also create some segments here so that when you send emails, you can create and send emails to that particular segment. Now over here on the forms, as I mentioned, you can create as many forms as you want. To create a form, you can just come over here and say create new form. So let's say you want to create a form where you are giving away a free product, and it's not just a newsletter, maybe it's a free mini course or whatever it is. You can create everything over here, and this makes it easier for you to assign and create all these lists. Okay, so back over here now, when you go back to your forms, you can also go in and edit it. So as you can see here, this form here doesn't have a name, so I can come over here and give it a name. And you can also add some blocks and create a layout. But as I mentioned before, this doesn't really look very exciting for me because this is just using like the Gutenberg editor, and the form you're going to have here is not going to look that great, to be honest. As you can see here, it has email and subscribe, but it doesn't really, you can't really customize it. So I would recommend that you use your page builder to create all your forms. Although they have some styles here, you can have your background color, but I'm sure you can agree with me that this is pretty much, really ugly. So I wouldn't use this form right here. Now, if you want to name your form, you can just click. In fact, let's default back here to our normal colors. So if you want to add a name to your form, you can just come over here and add it here. So let's say this one here is free course. So this is going to be the name of our form. And then over here on the right, you just want to make sure you add it to the actual list that you have here. So now I can save. And now my form has been attached now to my first list. And as I mentioned before, back over here on the forms and the list, you can always go in and rename these. So as you can see here, this one now is named free course. And this is my first form. So you can always go in here and rename this if you want. And this is where you do it. So let's call this newsletter. And this is attached to my first list. So you can just save. And that is how you go in and rename these. Now, let's say you want to send emails. So to send emails, all you have to do is to go in here and click on edit. So you get this pop-up here that shows you how to use this builder. So I'm just going to close that because, to be honest, I'm not really bothered about that. So you can also use templates from here, but in this case, let's build this from scratch so I can show you how this works. So I can just drag and drop here. In fact, we need to start with columns. So let's go to columns. And let's say we want a single column, and let's also add 2 columns there. Another column. So once we've added our columns, we can now start adding all our content. So over here on the content, I can start here with an image. So I'm going to drag it over here, and my image could be my logo. So I'm just going to say select image. Now with my logo now added, I can also go in and customize this. So as you can see, the moment I click on it, I also get this slider here. So I can play around with the size of my logo here. So I think I'm going to go with 232. And then over here now you can add your content. So your content here can be posts, it can be text, it can be, whatever it is that you want to add in there. So let's say you just want to add basic text. So you can just drag it over there. And this is where you would start typing the contents of your email. Next, you can also drag and add an image. So let's say you want to add an image to that newsletter. So as you can see, it's very easy to go in and add your content. And you can also play around with the sizing of the image here, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, so let's close that and let's see what else we can add. You can also add a spacer. So let's say you want a gap between your content on the page, you can just add it that way. Now, let's say you want to add your social buttons. You can go in and add your social buttons just by clicking that. And when you click here on this gear icon, it also gives you more options to add even more social media icons. So let's say I want to add another one. Let's say this time it's Pinterest. You can see here automatically it has been added. And you also get different designs over here. So you can go with that. And to be honest, I think this one is much better. Now let's continue on and add even more content. So let's say this time you want to add, let's say a button. So I can just drag my button over here and just add it like that. And again, if you click on this gear icon, it'll give you options of linking the button to whatever it is you want to link it to. And you can also give the button a label. So let's say you could say, watch the live show. Okay, so this will link us to the live show. And here, the cool thing I like about this as well is you can go in and also play around with the colors. So you can change the background color just by coming over here. And you can also match these colors with your branding if you want to. The border here, you can get rid of the border altogether, and also the rounded corners. So maybe you're not a fan of these rounded corners, you can just get rid of them by just coming over here. And then the width, you can also play around with the button width, and you can also adjust the height. So as you can see, I've gone in and I've customized my button really, really fast. And once I'm happy with that, I can just click on done, and now my button has been added. Right, so we also have one more block here, and we can choose what we want to have in there. So let's say you just want to get rid of this block altogether. All you have to do is to go in here and delete it, and you can also duplicate it as well. So the option to delete is there. Let me just show you how to do that. There we go. So now I've deleted it. And over here on the content, you can just start typing, all your email contents. And once you're happy with that, you can just save. And over here, you can add your subject line. So let's say this is a welcome. Let's save that. So here I can see that it says unsubscribe link. So we need to add an unsubscribe link here. That's a must. There's further items that we can do here to further customize this layout. So if I come over here to styles, you can go in here and change the font. So we have quite a few here. So you can choose whatever font you want to go with. But you know what? I wish they had more fonts here that we can use. So they have quite a few. But yeah, I would like to see more Google fonts here. I can't see my favorite here, Poppins. So right, so as you can see, I can just go in and customize these. Now the links as well, you can customize the color and change it to whatever color you want to match your branding. And you can also do some line height and also content background. You can change the content background here like that, but obviously you don't want to do that. And on the global background, you can also change the color here to a color that matches your design as well. So as you can see, it's quite straightforward to use. The only thing that I'm going to say here is the design, the UI looks very, very dated. So that's something that I wish that, or that I hope that they could work on and really make this UI look much, much better. Okay, so this is pretty much the builder. This is how you would set out your emails, and you can save them as templates. Now let's head over back here to MailPoet. So over here on MailPoet, there's a few things that you can also do here on the settings. So let's come over here to the settings. So here you can set up your basics. So manage subscription page. So this is the page that you want people to either unsubscribe or subscribe or whatever it is. So there is a basic preview, a basic page that comes in by default. So here is where people can come and take a look at their main subscription, what mailing list they're on, and so on. But as you can see, it's not well designed. So this is something that you may want to go back in and redesign. Now, the unsubscribe page here is also very important because you want to give your users the ability to unsubscribe if they don't want to receive any emails from you. So here you also have the unsubscribe page. Now, this one here, to be honest, I'll just leave it as it is. And as you can see here, you can just go to manage your subscription, and it gives you options to unsubscribe from the list. Okay, so moving on, this is where you get your stats and post notifications. So every time something happens on your email, someone subscribes or someone is on WooCommerce, this is where the email will be sent to. But if you don't want any of these emails, you can just uncheck this and just leave it as it is. Now, to be honest, I'll just leave that as unchecked because you can get quite a lot of emails provided, your service is working really well and people love whatever it is they're signing up for. You can have quite a lot of emails. So I would disable that. But anyway, the option is there for you. Right. And over here as well, you have new subscriber notifications. So again, you can just leave it on no. And you also have these shortcodes. Now, to be honest, I haven't, really tried to play around with these. I just leave them as they are. Now, if you want to read more about the GDPR, you can go ahead and read this, but the option is there. Now, Signup Confirmation. Now, this is a template email that you get when someone signs up to whatever list there is to sign up on. But this one here is your newsletter. So you can see here, confirm your subscription to Learn-Mastery. So it has chosen the name here of our website. So that is why Learn-Mastery is here. And this is the basic email and the activation link. And you can also create a confirmation page. So there's a default one here, which they get when they sign up. And this is to say, hey, you have subscribed to whatever it is, information that you customize over here. But in my opinion, this is where you want to create your own custom confirmation page, and you can add it over here. You can see we have all pages, so you can choose the page on your website and then link it over here. So that's a very good feature. I really like that. And then over here, it has the option now to choose what you want to send your emails with. Remember, I mentioned that this service MailPoet does, they can send the emails out for you, or you can use other services, and these are the other services that you can use. I know Amazon does this, but like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, to be honest, I'm not really interested in any other service. I'd rather MailPoet does the sending for me. So as you can see here, it says it's super fast, sends up to 50,000 emails per hour. I really like that, and yeah, overall, I think it is it is really, really good. Now over here on the advanced, there's a feature here that I really, really, really like. So where is it? Right, over here. Stop sending to inactive subscribers. So sometimes, or in fact, most cases, when you build your mailing list, you are going to get people that won't open your emails. Now, this is quite annoying, and it takes up a lot of resources, and it's just a waste of time. So what you want to do is to set this up so that after 3 months, if the subscriber hasn't opened the email, they get automatically deleted. So this is what I would do. But this is recommended if you are sending a lot of emails out. But if you're sending like, maybe a few emails, or maybe an email a week or an email a fortnight, maybe you want to set this to after 6 months. So the feature is there, so it's really, really cool. Now over here, this is where the key activation is. Now let's go back over here now to forms. I know I spoke about this earlier on. I just want to reiterate that you can create as many forms as you want here, and once you've created them, you can link them up with your page builder so that it looks really, really nice. And to add a new form, you can just click here on add new. Now over here on subscribers, now this is the thing. This list of subscribers here, you also have bulk actions. So if I select all these subscribers on the bulk actions here, I can add them to a list, I can remove them to the list, I can remove them from all lists, I can also totally delete them. But here's the thing. When you have, or let's say in this case, you have a separate email service provider and you'd like to import emails to this service, how would you do it? That's what I'm about to show you now. So over here on subscribers, you notice here on the top, you have import. So I'm going to click here on import. Now I've gone ahead and gone to ConvertKit, and I downloaded a segment of my list. So what I'm going to do now is to just come over here now to, in fact, you know what? I need to update my default sender address, but I'll do this. I'll do that later. So I'm going to come over here now and click upload, choose file. And my file is in my downloads, and here it is. I'm going to double click on that. Click on, in fact, before I click on next step, you notice here we also have import from Mailchimp. Now, I don't use Mailchimp, so I'm not sure how that would work, but the option is there for you. So if I click here on next, you see now that we have imported all our users. And here I can ignore some fields if I want to ignore them. And now I can choose the list that I want to add them to. So it's important that you have a list that all your users go to. So in this case, I'm going to say WordPress users. That's going to be my list. And then I'm going to click on next step, and all my 14 subscribers have been added. So now let's go back to MailPoet and click on subscribers. So now you can see all my subscribers are now all added. And this is just as simple as that. As you can see, the way to import these emails is very straightforward, and it is very, very easy to get started up and running very, very fast. Okay, so now that we have all these emails, you can start sending your emails out. So if I come over here to email, and let's say I want to send a broadcast, this is where I would come and compose my email. And now here's one thing that that I'm finding quite annoying here. So here you can see it says authorize Mac at creativeastro.com. And this is what I need to do to send emails out. So what I've done is I've clicked here on authorized Mac at Creative Astro. So all you have to do now is to go to your email and confirm authorization. So once you confirm this, it means that you can use that email address to send your emails out. So now that I've authorized this, I'm just going to refresh this and see. There we go. So now it's working okay. So my email has been authorized. Now, there's a few things that I also want to show you here, and that is, if I click here on post notifications, I can actually set up emails that send to my subscribers when I create a post. And this is how you set it up. So if you come over here and click setup, you can set up the frequency once a day at 12 a.m. or you can send it out immediately. So let's say you create a blog post and you want it to go out straight away. This is how you would do it. You just set it to immediately, or you could say once a day at a specific time. So let's say maybe you're in your area, like here in the UK, most people are up at say, 8, and maybe you want people to start looking at the emails at 10. So you set up 10, and that's when it will send out the latest blog post on your website. And creating these is also quite straightforward. Let me just click next here so you can see what this looks like. So again, we have all these templates that we can use to get started with. So I really like this Science Weekly one. So let's click here on preview. As you can see, this is what it looks like. So if I want to use this one here, I can just click on select, and that imports the template onto my my builder here. So with that template now, I can go in and make a lot of customization. So let's say here, I want to add my own logo. I can go in and just click here and change my image. So let me go with my own image here. And as I showed you before, I can just drag this and resize it. Now, there's also other things here, like for example, maybe the background color here doesn't work. I can just click on that, go to styles. And then for my global background, I can just change that to, whatever color I want to match my branding. And then over here as well, you can go in and make all your changes to all the text and also all the backgrounds. Just by clicking this gear icon, it'll bring up all the necessary settings. So here on the background color, again, let's say I want it white. I can change it to white, or I can set it to whatever color I want. But of course, I like going really simple with this. I don't like going with a lot of colors and all of this. So I just keep, my designs very, very simple. Now, what you also want to do is to add the content here, which needs to be sent out. So this is the block that you would need, and this contains your blog post. So as you can see, this has pulled up Hello World, which is our first blog. So once you set it all up here, all you have to do is to say, let's just close this. You just click on next. And on the subject line, this is saying the last, and then this picks up the title of the post. So this is where you'd have the blog title. So you can say latest video here if you want to. And as you can see here, the frequency is there. And then here's the most important thing. You can choose the list that you want to send this to. So let's say this blog post needs to go to your normal subscribers. This is where you would choose your subscribers. So in this case, I can just choose WordPress users, and then the sender here is me. So I can just put on the Mac. There we go. And that's my email. And then once you activate this, this is how it's going to send. And every time you update your blog. So this feature for me was a great deal because I hate going in and creating these email newsletters and then posting the emails out, and it's very, very frustrating. So having this feature here, which automatically does that, is brilliant. All you have to do is to create your template first, and then once you've created your template, it's good to go. You can go in and start working on this. So back over here on emails, on post notifications, this is where you would get all your stats. So you'll get to see how many people opened, how many people clicked, and so on. This will show here. So obviously we don't have that data here because we haven't actually sent the email out to the people. So this is where it would come. Now, all right, so let's go through what I think about MailPoet. So first of all, when it comes to just sending emails out and segmenting them and using this service to push out emails when you post a new blog post, that's really cool. I really love that. And also with WooCommerce, it also sends some welcome emails and all of that. I love that. It is fantastic. But there's always a but. The UI is not very fantastic. I mean, this is something that I think MailPoet needs to work on. It looks very dated, and there's no ability to stretch the width of your email. I don't know if it's done that by design, but I would like to increase the width of my email space. I tried doing that, and I couldn't find an option to do it. Maybe it's done by CSS, I don't know. But in the actual builder, that option is not there. Moving on to the next thing. When it comes to automation, this mail service does not have automation. All it does is it signs up people into the right mailing lists, and it automates the emails, and it does a very, very good job of that. It also has the templates that come with it, but it doesn't do the intelligent stuff that ConvertKit does, for example, where if someone buys a product, they get a tag, and then they get it added onto a mailing list, and then if you can set it up in another way, like maybe that person buys another product, they get removed from that list onto another one, and so on. So that type of automation MailPoet does not do. I'm not sure if that's going to be something they're going to add in the future. So those are the two main things that I think needs an improvement on. And those are like my two sort of like, I wouldn't say negatives, but cons. Okay, so the UI itself, yeah, I think a bit of work can be done on that. And also the automation is not there. But for the price, I think it's a no-brainer. This is something that I would really go for, because when you go with ConvertKit, half the time, to be honest, you don't even use automations. I've been paying quite a lot of money to ConvertKit without even using all the features they have. So what I've actually done is I've gone into ConvertKit and I've downloaded my some of my lists and put it onto MailPoet so that I can pay less, because my mailing list on ConvertKit was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was paying more. So what I've done is I've taken some of the subscribers from ConvertKit, added them onto MailPoet, so that way I can have my automations or paid customers on ConvertKit, and I mean they're less, and my main list is going to be on MailPoet. So pretty much this is my take at MailPoet. I think it's a fantastic tool, and to be honest, there's a lot of possibilities, especially if you're a freelance designer and you want to design websites for your clients. This is the best way you can go in, start building your mailing list, and charge them for that extra service. And also, if you're new to blogging and you'd like to build your mailing list, this is also another way that you can build your mailing list with a one-off payment, unlimited. Pretty much, you're good to go. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I know this has been a long video, and if you've watched this till the end, appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.